යෝජනා කරමු.
සභාව කල්තැබීමේ යෝජනාව ගරු සානික්කන් රාසමානික්කම් මැතිතුමා.
Thank you, Deputy Speaker. I would like to move this motion at adjournment today on a very important matter. Let me read out the motion first. For years, Sri Lanka occupied the international spotlight for one of its most contentious laws, the Prevention of Terrorism Act, known as the PTA. The PTA was introduced in 1979 during the Sri Lankan Civil War as an emergency law provision in Part 2 of the Public Security Ordinance. Successive Sri Lankan regimes have used this draconian law to detain mostly Tamils and Muslims without genuine cause and to extract false confessions through the use of torture. And also the crackdown on anti-government protests in 2022 saw the arrest of Sinhala youth who were also detained under the Prevention of Terrorism Act. In 2022, a nationwide mobile signature campaign asking for the PTA to be repealed was led by Honorable Sumandiran and myself, and this campaign received nationwide support from citizens, activists and all political parties barring the Sri Lanka Podujana Peramuna. While the legislation has been repeatedly condemned by sections within the country and the international community, Sri Lanka has failed to repeal it. A series of US, EU and Canadian representatives along with international human rights organizations expressed their concern over the Sri Lankan government's use of the PTA to detain the protesters last year. However, in a tweet last year, the European Union said it was concerned by the development and claimed that the Sri Lankan government has given assurances to the international community about the de facto moratorium of the use of the PTA. Despite such assurances, the police have arrested over 9 individuals. In fact, now it's 10 just from Batiklo. During the last week of November in Batiklo at a memorial with relation to a memorialization event. And they have all been charged under the Prevention of Terrorism Act. So is the government trying to mislead the international community and also the Human Rights Council by talking about reconciliation within the country, talking about a Truth and Reconciliation Commission, a TRC, while it's oppressing its citizens. Now, I am glad that it's the Honorable State Minister of Foreign Affairs who is responding here along with the Minister of Public Security, because my view is that the Cabinet Minister for Foreign Affairs is not fit to hold that portfolio, considering that he has been the personal counsel of somebody who is accused of crimes against humanity and also economic crimes. So I'm glad that the Cabinet Minister in charge of Foreign Affairs is not responding, and it's the State Minister, because the Cabinet Minister's opinion doesn't really count because there's a conflict of interest. And moving further, Honorable State Minister of Foreign Affairs, it's important to note that if you follow the tweets of the last week on Twitter, Ambassador Julie Chang from the US Embassy has tweeted about the use of the PTA. Ambassador High Commissioner Andrew Patrick from the British High Commission has tweeted about the use of the PTA. The European Union in Sri Lanka has tweeted about the use of the PTA, just like how they did in the last year with the arrests relating to the protest. The European Union in Sri Lanka have tweeted. The Embassy for Canada in Sri Lanka and Maldives has tweeted. And the UN Human Rights Twitter account has also tweeted. Now, this is a very serious issue, Honorable Minister in charge, State Minister in charge of Foreign Affairs, because you're telling the international community one thing, and within the country, you're doing the exact opposite. There is no reconciliation in this country. Right now, the number of people who are migrating, the number of people who are leaving this country and seeking asylum in foreign countries has increased. That is because they can't live within this country. Either they are arrested under the PTA for memorialization, there were no LTT flags, there were no symbols relating to the LTT in Batiklo, but they were arrested. There was a young boy who's 18 years old. He's a school student. The only thing that he did was he accompanied his father, who provides equipment for that event, who provided equipment for that event. He's been arrested and detained. The school has given a letter. A person who works in a bakery has been arrested for selling a cake. Now, how do you expect the Tamils to live in this country, and how do you expect us to believe that the government is genuine in its reconciliation efforts? People, livestock farmers are forced to sell their cattle because you're taking over their pasture land. You're not letting them live. Intimidation from the TID, intimidation from the CID. Members connected to the Ilangai Tamil Katchi and all political parties from the north and the east, apart from the government parties, are being intimidated. Even today, I said they don't even want to mention their names in parliament, because if we mention the names of the ones who have been intimidated, they are worried of further persecution. I think now these people are being intimidated. Now, former ex-combatants are still being intimidated. How do you expect them to live in this country? Why are you lying to the international community saying that you're genuine in your reconciliation efforts? The cabinet minister spoke about TRC with the Tamil MPs and we rejected it. Because we represent the victim community, and though they do not accept this. They do not accept this because, you know why it is? Because of what? Because of the government's action. Now moving on to the Minister of Public Security. The Minister of Public Security, I spoke to him on the phone and I explained to him, thinking that the police in Batticaloa have made a mistake by arresting them under the PTA. I conveyed to him that this was wrong and that this should not happen. That the PTA should not be used. That the government has given a moratorium about not using it. But still they have been remanded. I asked the Minister of Public Security to intervene. So the government cannot say that this is not the government's work. The government cannot say that this is a mistake. This was done, this was predetermined, this was done. On the day of the memorialization, I was there.
අවසන් කරන්න ගරු.
Avasan Karna, there were women who were 8 years old, women who were 70 years old. The police brought in excessive force. Hundreds of police officers with batons. What to hit these women? Hit these children? There were military tanks that were parked right outside. So my question is to my response that I expect from the Minister of Foreign Affairs about the TRC and the Minister of Public Security, please, will you not release these people? Are you going to hold them? Are you going to destroy their lives like you have destroyed many lives in this country of Tamil youth? Are you going to do that? Is the President instructing you to do this? Or is the President pretending to not have any clue about this and that you're doing it? Is there no real communication between the President and you? What is going on in this country? Are you going to destroy the lives of these 10 people?
අවසන් කරන්න ගරු මන්තුමා.
One last thing, there's a member of a political party, Mr. Nagulesh. He's a vice president of the Crusaders for Democracy political party. The reason why he has been arrested is for providing lunch to some women. So providing lunch is a terrorism-related activity in this country. Is that your opinion? So please, Honorable Minister, do what's right. You have a conscience. Do the right thing. Tell the police to not charge them under the PTA, to charge them under the penal code if you want to. And please don't destroy any more lives of young, innocent Tamil people in this country. Thank you.